Good afternoon, everybody. It's Big Ass Chris here to talk about a manuscript I've been working on for most of my life. It's like a biography, I guess, and it's called The Laws of Man. And I've got it in writing, stacks of paper. I've started to put it on audio on my CD recorder, and in hopes of someday I'll get, it'll get published or it'll get out there. And I realized it's like, if it was about publishing and copyright, I want to hoard this thing, this information that may help people. And I thought, that's just my ego. I mean, I don't need a copyright, or do I want a copyright for helping someone, in hopes that somehow there's some insight in there for people to enjoy. And the first line of this book is this premise. Under the veil of divinity, there is no separation within the transcendence, which humans personify as God. And under this veil, in which all is sublime, epochal, magical, mysterious, full of anticipation and wonder, fantasy, fantastic, also mundane, repetitious, and horrifyingly horrific. The entire known and unknown lineage of life is one. So that's the premise of the book. That's kind of like the introduction to the book. And I'm going to put this out on YouTube, and I'm going to try and keep some type of correlative, or make some sense of life that I find totally insensible, unsensible, nonsensical. Sometimes it's between the horror and the happiness. We live our lives, and that's the reality. The idea, the thought of life is one of wonder, of joy, like a child, the naivety, right, of thought, of an idea, of light. It's just beautiful, it's love. And the reality of life can also be that, but it's also some pretty horrible stuff that we do to each other, and you have to get into some type of facts, or I have to get into some type of facts, because otherwise it could be just my opinion going blah, 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 and people will be like, well, that sounds like a bunch of crap, I mean, there's gorgeous women on YouTube that, oh, would you like me to see me go feed my chickens? And they're like, sure, I'd rather do that than listen to Big Ass Chris babble about the laws of man, But I want to do it anyway, because in hopes that there's some insight in this expedition, and that it's helpful, and that it helps people. It helps people be responsible, because for myself, everything that we project outwards is, it's the pot calling the kettle black, and I'm usually aware of that when I'm in a process of thought that, if I see something that I'm going to point my finger at, well, guess what? Throw a mirror up in front of you, and there you have it, So you got to look at yourself. And I'm just I want to end with this. I don't want to make this too long, get boring, and, but I'm going to end with this. Recently, I came up with this thought of JAGS, J-A-G-S, as an acronym. And it is, I acknowledge my judgment, and I choose to relinquish that judgment. save my spirit, save my soul. I'm not being religious here. I acknowledge my arrogance. I choose to renounce my arrogance, save my spirit, save my soul. I acknowledge my greed. I choose to relinquish my greed, save my spirit, save my soul. I acknowledge my selfishness. I choose to resolve and relinquish my selfishness, end my being selfish, save my spirit, save my soul. Now, if you can do that, I mean, as soon as you open up your eyes in the morning, you're judging. Is it, the light, it's this, it's that, it's warm, am I comfy, am I not? Do I need to brush my teeth? Yeah, you need to brush your teeth. But you're constantly, looking at things and judging things, no matter how you're not going to get away from that. But all of those things, the judgment, the arrogance, the greed, the selfishness, if for me, I want to address and be aware of those things all the time. And it can be scary because if you drop all of those, like hot potatoes, boom, they're gone. 50 to 75% or more of your entire personality is gone. Your identity is gone. Because, I'm egotistical, I'm judgmental, I'm arrogant, I'm greedy, I'm selfish. So if I can address those and then still find a part of me that is left, a good part, leave the good parts. And for now, I hope you enjoyed it. Aloha.